Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program, where I was warping this off camera and I ran into some heat weirdness while warping where it was doing really inconsistent things with the amount of heat that was being generated. Like at sub 10 time warp it was increasing heat, whereas at 50x it was decreasing, and then at 100x it was hugely increasing heat. It was really weird. And it ended up actually burning off all of our ablator, which feels like a bug to me. I don't think the ablator is supposed to work like that, with heat generated by parts. I don't think that's how ablators work. But regardless, we can get this thing back. As is. I'm pretty sure. So what we need to do is we need to have 450 units of fresh ore in this vessel. We've already completely replenished our fuel tanks, and I have also turned off the convertatron. But we just need to get ourselves a little bit more fuel, or rather a little bit more ore. And it was the convertatron that was causing the issues. I haven't had any thermal issues while warping. You can see here that our our overall heat level is coming down. That's because it was, well, it's coming down-ish. But it was also like when the sun would come up, it would suddenly be this huge spike of heat, which, I mean, to some degree makes sense, but at the same time, kind of doesn't. So, we've overshot. We have 500 units, so I'm going to actually retract all of our drills. Like so. There we go. And we're just going to get on out of here. We'll retract our landing legs. And we're going home. Now, theoretically, we shouldn't need these radiators anymore. I'm going to retract them for now. We're not moving amazingly quickly. Our thrust to weight here isn't hugely great, but it's fine. We've got plenty of delta V to get home, for sure. And I'm not too concerned about the ablator, because we already know that we can survive re-entry reasonably fine without the ablator being there. So that's, you know, a good thing. Okay, so we are currently at an apoapsis of about 5 kilometers. I'm going to keep going up until we reach somewhere around probably 15 kilometers. And then once we reach 15 kilometers, then we'll start our gravity turn, and we'll just head on home. Realistically, we could even make a little bit more fuel with the ore that we've got, since we have a little extra ore. If we're going to do that, though, we need to extend the radiators again. And I'm going to do that, but I'm going to have to keep a very close eye on this to make sure it doesn't dip below 500. Or rather, 450 is what we need to make sure it doesn't dip below. Okay, so while this is happening, we are going to start this gravity turn right about now is fine, I think. So let's just head on over towards the horizon here. We're going for an equatorial turn-ish. I mean, we're not exactly on the equator, if I remember correctly, but we're going for an equatorial-ish turn. We're 507, so we've got plenty of ore for now. And we're just going to continue this burn. We need to get additional speed going on here. And of course, this engine doesn't have an alternator in it, but we've got these Gigantors. I am not concerned. What we really need to do is get our horizontal speed. Now, Verkle did survive somehow. That is true. That is a thing that happened. I don't know how, but Verkle did indeed survive. Okay. There we go, we're at 502 ore. We've still got plenty of ore, but I do not want to time warp while this is on. That's for sure. We're really burning through this. liquid fuel and oxidizer here. I'm not a huge fan of this. That said, we don't need too much more DV to get going, I hope. Or to get into orbit, that is. We're down to 498 ore. Wait, this is not going quickly, is it? Not going quickly at all. That said, our thrust to weight should be going up very appreciably. It's already come up about 50%. Well, like 25%. But this is not very much DV. And we are, like, not even close to in orbit yet. That's a bit of a yikes. We do still have some ore that we can convert, so that's a good thing. And we are almost in orbit now. In fact, I'm just going to be burning pure prograde currently. We're getting very, very close, and then once we're in orbit, we can try to find a nice, cheap way to re-enter. Almost there. We're only about 20 kilometers away on the periapsis. I'm going to call that good enough. Okay, so this is our apoapsis here. If we were to burn at the periapsis, and I'm keeping in mind that I'm continuing to produce additional fuel, if we were to burn prograde here, what would this return look like? That's an escape. What if we were to burn prograde about here? Okay. So we want to burn prograde around this apoapsis here, around here-ish. But we do want to bring this on in a little bit. A little more retrograde. A little more this direction. We'll delay the burn to here. This is about 250 meters per second. I'm just aiming for like 60 kilometers. This is doable. About like that. Okay. Now, I'm going to quick save here in case I miss my time warp. I'm going to be completely happy with reloading this because I'm going to time warp forward while keeping an eye on our level of ore. It has to stay above 450. So I'm going to warp forward a little bit. I'm not warping to next maneuver because of this. Going to warp a little faster. Yeah, this is fine. So we're going to stop converting this ore at about 452, I think. Or maybe like 451. Stop. We've got 450. Okay, we're good. That was the maximum amount that we could convert. So this is what we've got as far as DV goes. We've got 589 meters per second. So this is going to be a little tight on the DV front. That said, I think we can make it work. In fact, I know we can. The real question is, how many aero brake passes is this? I mean, we're going to do a little burn over here-ish. Like, maybe like here. But, that's not going to be a huge amount. So let's go ahead and warp forward a little bit. Actually, I meant to physics warp. Because I'm physics warping this turn. Okay, now we'll warp to next maneuver. Excellent. And then we'll burn this at T minus, let's see, this is 1 minute 57 seconds. So basically at, basically at T minus 1 minute. 1 minute, well, basically T minus like 58.5 seconds. So I'm going to warp forward a little bit to there. And let's burn. It's kind of an awkward burn. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Look at this. This would actually cause us to impact the moon. Lol. Let's, maybe not do that. Oh boy. Let's burn prograde-ish here and see where that puts us. But that's not bad. Ooh, that's really not bad. We're aiming for 60 kilometers for right now. That would... Ooh, that's close. Is that safe? I don't even know. We're gonna give it a go. However, we're gonna say that this is a simulated run of this burn. So I'm going to quick save here. If it works, then in the interest of saving time, we'll say it was the real run, but I'm going to be okay with reverting this, but this is going to be close to the surface. 1 minute 39 seconds is this burn, so we're going to want to burn at T minus 49 seconds, 48 seconds, something like that, 48 and a half. Okay, so we'll warp forward. Have to make sure that I really nail this. 48 and a half. Because this is going to be a close shave. It looks safe. That's 6 kilometers. I think we'll be okay. Our previous burn absolutely was not going to be okay, though. We were able to utilize some of that DV. And then we're going to do a braking burn once we get over there, but we're not going to have a lot of DV for that. We're going to primarily have to aero brake, and it might take several passes. If it does, I'll probably do a pass or two off camera. Of course, I don't necessarily know when it's going to start actually descending. I don't know. We'll have to see. It's going to be weird. There's no doubt about that. But we'll have about 150 delta V, so that's going to help. And we're coming in high. Super duper high. Which is going to help too. Now, we should probably go ahead and retract our thermal control system. And then this burn will be done right soon. Very, very soon. Man, this is weird. Burning right at the moon, but we're not going to go to the moon. Okay. What are we at? What are we at up here? Good enough, I think. Okay. So I'm reasonably confident that that's not going to hit the moon. But boy, is it going to be close. So, let's set our focus to Kerbal for right now. And right about here, we want to do a bit of a radial retrograde burn. And we only have 202 meters per second to do this with. So, we are going to need to be very cautious with this burn. That's too much. Okay, that's about the best we can do, but that's, even so, that's going to slow us down substantially. So I'm okay with that. Now, we are going to be passing by a Very close encounter with the moon here. Very, very close indeed. This is going to be exciting. I mean, 6 kilometers isn't that bad, realistically. We can't warp very quickly while we're this close, but this is fine. This is completely fine. We're going to start going up again very, very shortly. Our apoapsis is 200 meters lower than this, so we are definitely clearing this. No worries whatsoever. I'm going to physics warp because we're turning right now. And there we go. We are leaving the moon behind. Okay. So now we just need to warp out of the sphere of influence of the moon. I'm going to go ahead and warp there. Goodbye, moon. You, were interesting. No doubt about that. The moon was interesting. Anyway, it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, as I warp out of the sphere of influence, there we go. Next episode, we are going to try this re-entry with no ablator, very little liquid fuel and oxidizer. It's going to be interesting. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you all next time.